Hello everybody, welcome to Tiger Tales, where you will find fan fiction stories written and read to you by me, your host, Tai Tiger. All copyright infringement does not happen on this channel, as all fanfiction does not infringe on copyright and does not breach any original content. So, let's dive into Power Rangers Future Foundation, where in the last chapter, the three Rangers met CJ, who is now the computer woman, and more development with William. In this chapter, the three Rangers face a new monster, and more development with William, so it's going to get juicy. So let's dive in to Power Rangers Future Foundation, Chapter 7, Drained. In the park dojo, Luca and Chloe stood next to each other facing Dante. All three dropped into their fighting stance. Chloe threw a jab at Dante, who grabbed her wrist, pulled her arm swinging around, letting go, making Chloe stumble into a wall. Luca sidekicked at Dante, who with both hands pushed the attack down, blocking it. Luca steadied himself. Then he threw his fist at Dante. He grabbed Luca's fist, and then he threw it to one side. He jabbed Luca in the chest twice before swiping his leg under Luca, knocking him onto his back. Chloe then dived at Dante. He grabbed the attacking arm and pulled her over him, throwing her over, slamming her into the ground. Dante stood there, victorious. Suddenly, Dante's communicator started beeping. "Yeah," Dante said as he pressed it to answer it. "Guys, I need you upstairs," CJ's voice said through the communicator. "Okay, we'll be there in a sec," Dante said. Then he pressed the communicator again. "Okay guys, training's over for today," Dante told them, as they were both slowly climbing onto their feet. The three Rangers headed upstairs to the apartment, where they found CJ at her desk. "What's up?" Dante asked CJ. "You need to see this," CJ told them. Then, with a few taps on the keyboard, the screen revealed a monster with a huge shield terrorizing the students on the school trip in front of the museum. "A new monster." "Alright guys, we gotta go," Dante told the team. "I've inputted the coordinates in your communicator," CJ told them. "Thanks, CJ. You're doing great, by the way." Dante grinned. "You're the man," Luca said. "Rude," Chloe hissed. The three Rangers hit the center of the communicator, and the three Rangers disappeared within a flash of sky blue light. "I should have really tested that part out first," CJ muttered to herself. The three Rangers appeared in front of the museum, where the school kids were cornered and the monster was advancing. "Hey, stop right there," Luca called out. The monster stopped and turned to face them. "You must be the Rangers," the monster growled. "Leave those kids alone," Chloe yelled. "And what are you gonna do? Stop me?" the monster asked. "Damn straight we will," Luca snapped. "Gonna have to go through these first," the monster said as he waved his hand, and suddenly a small army of putties and cogs appeared. "Alright, let's dance," Luca muttered. The three Rangers dropped into their fighting stance and started attacking the cogs and putties. Chloe rolled forward and punched one in the chest. She then ducked down to dodge the attack from another. She grabbed the wrist of one cog and elbowed it in the chest. Then she kicked a putty in the stomach. Then she threw an uppercut, knocking the putty off its feet. Luca swept his foot under a cog, then punched in the chest multiple times. Then he blocked the attack from a cog. Then he grabbed the attacker and pulled them towards him, and headbutted it as hard as he could. Dante blocked two attacks at once. Then he kicked one in the stomach, and then with the same momentum he swung his leg into the other attacker. He then punched one putty, elbowed the other, then jumped in the air, flaying his feet forward, kicking the cog in front of him a few times before he landed. Dante then glanced at the monster, who had the collar of a child in his hand, the small child hanging from his shirt. "Guys, we have to split up," Dante told them. "I think it's time we morph," Chloe yelled. "Then let's do it," Dante agreed. The three Rangers grouped up. Dante held out his morpher. "It's morphing time," Dante called out. He held his morpher out, and with both hands, Macedon, and the belt buckle opened. Time Force," Luca called out as he pressed his chrono morpher. "Dino Thunder, power up," Chloe yelled as she opened the mouthpiece of her morpher, then pressed the button. In a flash, all three were morphed. "Mighty Morphin, Black Ranger," the Black Ranger called out. "Dino Thunder, Yellow Ranger," the Yellow Ranger called out. "Time Force, Blue Ranger," the Blue Ranger called out. The Blue Ranger dived over the monster and ran over to the children. The monster let go of the child he was holding, and all the children and the teachers then followed the Blue Ranger as he led them to safety. The Yellow Ranger jumped into a pile of foot soldiers. She kicked one off its feet, then flipped over another. As she landed, she dropped down and swung her leg under several foot soldiers, knocking them over. She then jumped one jabbed one in the chest a few times. She then rammed her elbow into another one's chest. She side-kicked one in the stomach. As it dropped to its knees, she kicked it in the face. She then summoned her patera grips and sliced down 2 enemies across the chest at once. She then kicked one as she dived backwards. She sliced down 2 more with the patera grips at the same time. She then spun around quickly, cutting down her foes in a helicopter-like attack. The Blue Ranger ran down the street with the kids and teachers behind him, when suddenly 2 cogs appeared in front of them. The kids all stopped and screamed and surrounded the teachers hiding behind them. Step back, guys. I've got you, the Blue Ranger told them. He blocked an incoming attack and pulled at the wrist when he kicked it in the chest. Then, as it dropped to its knees, the Blue Ranger punched it in the face a few times before it dropped to the floor. The second one kicked the Blue Ranger, but he managed to block it in time. The Blue Ranger then grabbed a hold of the ankle of the cog and threw the cog up, forcing it to backflip, lying on its stomach. "Come on," the Blue Ranger called out, signaling the school kids and their teachers to follow. The Black Ranger ran at the monster, swinging his axe down at the big body-sized rectangular shield, but the monster was not phased. The Black Ranger attacked again and again, constantly swinging his axe at the shield, but the shield was too strong. "Okay, fine, let's try this. Power Axe, Blast Mode," the Black Ranger said. Now in Blaster Mode, the Black Ranger took aim and pulled the trigger. The energy blast hit the monster, but as the smoke cleared, he saw the shield was unharmed. "What the hell is this shield made of?" the Black Ranger asked. "That's my secret, but I have a cool trick for you," the monster said behind the shield. Suddenly, the shield opened up like double doors, revealing a red crystal in the center. A big deep humming noise came from the crystal. "Energy drain activate," the monster growled. Suddenly, Dante felt weaker. His power was draining. Dante dropped to the floor, his body weight heavy on him. Then he demorphed. The shield closed, hiding the crystal inside once again. Dante stood up, slightly drained, like his muscles wouldn't work, as if he hadn't slept at all. "What did you do to me?" Dante muttered. "Power draining. It's a wonderful gift, isn't it?" the monster giggled. The monster then teleported away. Dante took one step forward, trying to stop the monster, but fell to his knees. The Yellow Ranger swept down another foot soldier when they all teleported away as she went to go attack another. The Yellow Ranger looked up the steps to see Dante struggling to stand. "Power down," Chloe said, and then she demorphed. She ran to Dante and helped him to his feet. She pressed the communicator. "Luca, something happened to Dante. I'm teleporting us back to the base. Meet us there, okay?" Chloe said. "Yeah, I'll be there soon. The kids are safe. I'm just doing surveillance," the Blue Ranger responded. Chloe pressed her communicator and teleported back to the dojo.
If you're enjoying what Tai is doing, then why not check out me, the Red Cornish Ranger. You can find me on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube and Twitch under the Red Cornish Ranger. And also check out my new podcast, The Red Cornish Ranger Presents Nerds Through Comics, where I'll be reading from popular comics from the past and the present. Stay tuned for more.
A few hours later, Luca appeared in the dojo. He demorphed and found Chloe and CJ at the computer. "Hey Luca, are you okay?" Chloe asked as she turned to him. "Yeah, everything's clear," Luca told her. "Where's Dante?" Luca asked the girls. "Resting. Whatever that monster did drained him physically, like his energy completely gone. He demorphed. He couldn't stand properly. It was like he was completely exhausted," Chloe told him. "I've been working on that. Take a look at this," CJ told the two rangers. She started typing, and a camera footage from the fight a few hours beforehand appeared on screen. The two rangers watched the monster's shield open and drain Dante's power to the point of demorphing. "I think it's clear that shield's power source is a red crystal, locked into the center of the shield," CJ told them. "So with this strong shield that can drain rangers of their powers, why go to school kids on a field trip?" Luke asked. "It's almost like the monster wanted to get our attention," Chloe sighed. "And wanted to keep you occupied," CJ chirped. Both rangers looked at CJ rather confused. "I went through all the camera footage and I found a camera from inside the museum. Look at what was happening at the same time you guys were busy being rangers," CJ said. She pressed the button to reveal the still image taken from the camera from inside the museum. The picture was of a machine-like monster with his hand in one of the displays, broken glass everywhere. "Someone was stealing something from the same museum?" Chloe blurted. "Yep," CJ nodded. "Wait, look," Luca pointed out. CJ pressed a few buttons and the top left corner zoomed in to reveal a teen girl hiding in the corner behind the cardboard cutout advertising display. "She must have seen that monster and whatever it took," CJ told them, "and we need to know what it is." CJ said. "We've got to find this girl," Luca explained. "Let Dante rest for now. When he's awake, we can plan our next move," Chloe told them. Deep in the mountains, under a sleeping volcano, lies a lair. There sat a demonic-like being, and a human stood next to him. The shield monster teleported in. "Master, I got one of the teenagers," the monster cried out with joy. "Good. Now I just need the rest of them. Then we can make our minions grow," the demon-like monster growled. A cyborg-like monster teleported in and handed the small object to the human. "Seems like we have the conduit for the job as well," the human said. "Good. All three of you can go next time. Take foot soldiers just in case," the demon-like monster told them. Now, in the realm without time and space, William sat there in front of his chessboard. The biggest black piece now had red glowing horns, and the shield-headed piece was now next to the black piece with the machine cog with a head. Both of them was in front of the three white pieces with one line of squares between them. The pink-based white piece was still 3 squares away from the 3 white pieces in the centre, and the white-based white piece still sat behind them. "It went well, Master?" the knight questioned. "Which part are you referring to? The memory configuring progress, the power transference, the combination of the two, the locating of a lair, placing them in the exact place before they woke up, or doing it all alone?" William asked. "I understand, Master. My apologies," the knight said with a bow. "Now that Lucicon is awake, and he has the power range on his side, with a way to make monsters, and soon they'll better grow, now we can just sit back and enjoy the ride," William grinned. "Excellent, Master," the knight said. "But how will he make monsters?" the ranger questioned. "The combination of artifacts, ancient artifacts, the heat of lava, and putties," William replied. "Well done, sir," the ranger chirped. "Now everyone shut up. Time for some popcorn," William grinned. And there you have it, Chapter 7. Hope you guys have enjoyed. I just want to quickly shout out the Zero to Hero Network, starting off with Billy and Jim with the Zero to Hero podcast. They are, of course, the head of the Zero to Hero Network, and some brilliant dudes. The Balkan Scholar Podcasting, as we so call them. Then we have Baker Rangers, who talks a lot about movies. Rachel Show Unleashed, which I am now a regular on with Rachel and Davina. We have Nerds Through Comics with the Red Cornered Ranger, and you have Cosplay Dude 637 with his fanfiction audio dramas as well. You can find all these people on YouTube and TikTok and Spotify and all these other places, so go check them all out. Thank you guys for tuning in, and I hope you guys have enjoyed. Don't forget, you can comment down below on YouTube and let me know what sort of things you want to see in Power Rangers and what other fiction you want to see me dive into with fan fiction. Thank you guys all for watching, or listening, should I say, and I shall see you guys very, very soon. May the power protect you.